What's up, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Another episode that I've got here. This one is pretty special because this is the first time I've gone interstate. And so I'm not in Queensland for this one. I'm here in Melbourne, in Victoria. And the guest that I have on today is Miracle. Welcome, Miracle.
Oh, man, my man. What's up? What's up?
Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you, brother. That's good.
First of all, Melbourne is good. I love it here. Like so far, the weather is beautiful to me. Yeah. It is cold, but
depends. We get all seasons all in one, man.
Yeah. So we'll just pass it over to you for a little bit. Just to touch on and maybe share a bit of your, background, where you're born and raised, and just stem it around to how long you've been here in Melbourne.
Yeah, well, hey, Miracle, obviously. Thanks for the introduction. Shout out to the also, Mark. Originally born in Wellington. Wellington, New Zealand. Been there most of my life. Moved up to Auckland 09, South Auckland.
Yeah. Right.
And then from South Auckland to Melbourne. So been here since 2015. So there's a lot of moving.
Yeah.
Family moves around a lot.
Yeah. South Auckland, whereabouts in
South Auckland, everywhere. Papakura, Rewa.
Yeah. Papakura is further down, hey?
Yeah, further down.
Oh, south.
Been around there.
Wow. And you came here in 20...
I forgot Otara as well. Otara. Can't forget Otara, you know?
Land of the brave, eh?
we holding it down, but that's where we're at.
Nice. Do you come from a big family?
Oh, well, obviously we're extended, you know, us polys, we love our big families, man. But 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of big, kind of small in a way, but it's a good thing, you know?
Yeah. Nice. Are you your background, your ethnicity? What is that?
That one. Normally we'd ask, I'm full Samoan. I know I'm light skinned a bit.
Yeah.
I know. They're like, hey, Chimaoli, Cook Island. Nah, just full Samoan. Obviously, mom's got the German side.
Oh, okay.
Never met that side, but dad's from Falealili, Bokasi. Mom's from Faleakiu.
Yeah. So your mum is fair?
Yeah, both parents are quite fair.
Yeah, okay.
But it's a weird one.
Yeah, nice though. Hey. Yeah.
I'm representing. I'm full blood Samoan.
That's good.
Proud.
Yes. Awesome, man. So you've went through a period of your life in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then you came here in 2015 to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Now we're in 2024, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
How have you found it here in this state,
crazy.
in Victoria?
I think it's crazy. I think that just that whole transition, anyone that moves from New Zealand to Melbourne, just that whole period for me was just trying to find my identity in Australia.
Yeah.
And that's different. Like just the way we run things in New Zealand is different because there's culture. There's, you can just say what's up to anybody there, give them the nod. Here, you just give them a nod. I'm like, oh wait, hold up. Alrighty, it's like that. So to almost 10 years now, I think me and my family have kind of just found our feet.
Nice.
And we're just striding. I think moving to Melbourne, I was excited because it was a creative space. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
Fashion and all that. I'm like, man, it's a place to be.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
Wow.
Thanks to Melbourne.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your parents are here and your siblings as well?
Yeah.
So all of you.
Yeah, we all moved.
Oh,
so
right.
There's a whole background story about that. But
Yeah.
So I think, I'm proud. I would say this, but our family move around a lot. I think that's why from Wellington to Auckland, do ministry.
Yeah.
And we were able to move here. So obviously dad and mom, full time in ministry as pastors.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to jump here.
Yeah. We'll touch on that while we're there. Now. So your name Miracle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who gave you that name? Mom or dad?
Mom and dad.
Both.
Nice. And I didn't really share this. Not much people know that. Like they always ask Miracle. Oh, that's cool names. Like But for me, I kind of shied away from it when I was younger, growing up, because we got teased for it. And I was like, So I feel like we were sharing, like moved to Melbourne, I lost my identity a bit, kind of trying to get to know who Miracle is.
Yes.
And what Miracle likes, what Miracle's into.
Yeah.
Because how the name came about is my mom and dad, obviously overstayers, moved from Samoa, trying to find papers, to stay in New Zealand. They had my brother. or 2 years apart. And they were just praying. Just praying, fasting, praying to God, as we do.
Wow.
And just like struggling. Just a hard time for my parents at the time. And then I was born the next day. And they got accepted. They got a letter and they said, hey, you guys accepted in New Zealand. Like, you're permanently here now. So, and it was a blessing. So they're like, oh, Lord, God gave the name Miracle when tough times happen, or there's always a miracle in there. Yeah. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful. For you to even like know that story, did your parents share that with you a little bit later on when they knew you could understand?
Yeah. But even till then to now, fully understand it now. Even when I was young, I'm like, oh, that's cool story. But it plays a big part of my purpose in the way even my calling now.
Yeah. Core memory and moment for your parents too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
To get that letter of acceptance into New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's big.
It's big.
Coming from an island as well.
Yeah.
Opportunities are not as good as it is in New Zealand. So, wow, that's big purpose and meaning behind your name.
Yeah. So, it took a while to get around the name, but when people say Miracle now, I'm like, it ain't about me, but being able to serve that name. Yeah. So whatever I have or whatever. Get it out.
Yeah, nice. So you brought that name into your creative space now. Yeah. So I remember, a little bit of a backstory on my end.
Yes.
When I came across you, so a little bit of a backstory here. I met Miracle online. Like we linked on Instagram, and I feel we're just talking back and forth from there. Yeah. And so your name to me, I always tell people, Miracle happens. Because I have this tendency to call people by their IG name or their social media name. Same like the other boys.
Yeah, the other boys.
Elm Street.
Elm Street. I was like, wait, is it Elm Street or Victor?
So your one, I would say like Miracle happens, I think like, so, I'm from Queensland.
Yeah.
I think there's been a couple of times you've come up. Have you? Like,
yeah. Wifey's family's from there. Yeah, wifey's family.
Oh,
stayed
okay.
there at the time. So we always drop by and then.
Yeah, right. What area?
I think it's like Red Bank or like close to like.
Oh, Ipswich.
Yeah, I think around there. I don't know if I get it right, but around that area.
Red Bank, there's Red Bank,
Around that area.
Yeah, so I'm from Ipswich. That's my city.
Oh man, well, at least you're around the corner.
So yeah. And so I would see your stories like just back then. I would see your stories and I could tell it's always at church. So for me, my first impression of you is like, this is a church guy. Yeah. This is a guy who holds like religion close to his heart, because that's all I saw. Yeah. So then I tied that with your IG name, Miracles Happen. I was like, makes sense. That's how
the man made the connection.
Yeah, that's how I looked at you like that, without meeting you face to face. Like today, so today is the first time.
That's crazy.
I have met like Miracle, and I think that's the beautiful thing about this space, is that you meet people and then at some point, man, if it's right.
It's aligned.
Yep. If it's all in God's timing, like we'll connect, and so.
Blessing.
Now we're here. Hey.
Now we're here. It's been a long minute. It's always, I'll catch up soon. We'll see you soon. And I think this space allows it. So grateful.
Yeah.
Keen.
My chats as well with you over the years have always been good ones. Yeah. Like you've come across to me as someone who's very, very supportive, especially from someone who I don't know. Like, what I mean? Like, I don't really know you that well. But I'm seeing these conversations give me a little bit of a peek into your life, into your personality, your character. So I was like, this guy, he's good, man. These are the ones I like. You know what I mean? Like, you just know me from my work. Yeah. But then the support, man, little things like, bro, I love your work, or this. I was like, this guy is solid. So it sticks.
Your work. I think. Behind camera, that also does a lot of things, and I think the humbleness behind it, I think, and just your heart serving people. I didn't even have to watch all your films, Like all I know is like you did my cousin's wedding. And I'm like, oh, Mark did that. I'm like, man, this guy's around. This guy's around. But I think for me, I was like, not that you're just a creative, you're a heart for people. and you value those relationships when you connect with your, well, we say clients, but they become friends.
Yeah.
We build those
Facts.
relationships. I'm like, this guy,
Facts.
like I support that. That's what I'm about. And yeah, why not support our people?
Yeah.
I'm a big thing on that. If I say I'm gonna do, I'll do it. So I love your work and our conversations. You've helped me a lot with my work as well. I'm like, this guy's an inspiration, man. If he can do it, I can do it. So that's kind of like, I'm like, even though I was on those little cameras, I'm like, Uso's got those big cameras. I'm like, nah. But I think it just helped me go, yeah, I'm connected with this Uso, and he's like, give me some tips, and then, yeah, shout out to you. Thanks for and helping me in those little things. It's all love, man.
Man, who's your cousin? Who was the one that I filmed that got married?
Was it Michael?
Yeah. I have a Michael in the front of my mind right now. I'm just trying to see if it's that Michael.
Yeah.
Was his wedding on like a farm looking?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
So these are my cousins. Yep.
They're strong church people too.
Yeah, church people.
I think that dude went through a big change.
Yeah.
When he gave his life for Christ.
Yeah. Nah. He's
that's that
beautiful.
So you're related to him.
Yeah. Soul fam. Yeah. So it's on my dad's side.
Wow.
So I was seeing your camera, and I'm like, it's about to be a good video, man.
That's beautiful, like that. Hey, how how you see people cross around to your people. You know what I mean? It would be the same for me if I had seen you film something of someone I know. Like, oh, dang.
That's what I love it.
Nice.
Strong community.
Yeah.
It's a big village of creatives now.
Yeah, for sure. We'll dive into that now. Now that we're there, how did your creative side start? Yeah. What if it wasn't cameras, what was it?
It's a good
before?
Question,
yeah.
Obviously, man. Creative journey started when obviously we all start young.
Yeah.
Whether it was from just drawing Dragon Ball Z,
Facts,
trying to copy like Yu-Gi-Oh card, like just things, just trying to trace and just keep drawing. Yeah. And for me, I'm like, man, I think I'm paying attention to too much detail. So I'm like, I must like love this so much. So I feel like I have to get it right. So I'll just like keep tracing until you get Goku right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
But I think for me it was drawing, and then it started just that. Obviously music has been a big thing for us.
Yeah.
Especially when you're PKs, pastors' kids.
Yeah.
Get into that music scene. So then that creative space kind of just created playing music. And then from that, just moved into clothing. Clothing was a thing. I really wanted to do fashion. I really wanted to get into that space. So spent a couple of years in retail, and that was what I thought I was going to do, like runways and all that. Like just make your own thing. And then cameras just came out recently when I moved to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Because,
okay, so this is all going on in NZ.
Like all in NZ.
Phase.
All in NZ. Yeah, all in NZ. And I think in my area, that's what I was kind of like known for, was just to dress up weird clothing and just wear that. So a lot of the times I've obviously get mocked for it and be like, man, this guy's dodgy. We're wearing all these weird things. But it was my way of expressing myself, and just colors or certain fits told a story for me. Yeah. So it's that storytelling through clothing.
That's nice, bro. Can we stay there for a little bit? Like on that phase there? Yeah. What, like, cause obviously I think for me, it'll take a lot of courage to put yourself out there like that, especially with clothing, you know? Was that the case with you? Like, did you find that added to your character where you kind of like didn't really worry about what anyone said and you just wanted to see how it goes?
It comes back from like, when I was young, like my brother had the confidence, and for me, I was a shy kid. Yeah. So I'll be the shadow of my brother and follow wherever he went. So when I found that I loved clothing, and then I was like, I'm gonna put this on, it gave me confidence that I didn't have.
Dang.
And I was just like, man, if I can wear this, maybe I can wear this. And then people start noticing me in that way, where I'm like, oh yeah, he's confident. I'm covered by this mask of it. So my mask was clothing.
Yeah.
So the way I would dress would just be like, man, he's confident about himself. He knows himself. But really, it was just my way of showing that low key under all these layers. I was a shy kid, but clothing would speak volumes or create conversations without me saying hi. It would just be like, man, yo, look fresh. I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. And I'm like, let's yarn, you know? Yeah, that's how it goes, yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just to touch a little bit on what you were saying before, with other people, the ones that look at it and be like, why you do that? Why you wear that?
You get a
How
lot
did
of
you deal with that stuff?
Oh, that was hard. Like at the time, like man, I'll be calling names or this guy, right? This guy, like you know, because you know, for poly, you know, expect like, oh, yo, I'm a rugby player, or I'm doing this,
Yeah.
so I'll dress a certain way, you know. But I would dress quite some weird layers, and it would just be like, this guy straight, man. This guy, like, you know, is this guy a bit on that side, you know? But I was just like, nah, it's just the way I felt in that time in that season. But I get a lot of weird, good and bad comments, like from it. But it just pushed me more and just saying, you didn't understand.
Oh, cool.
You wouldn't get it. So I'll just keep rocking it and just
That's cool.
keep rocking it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Would you say that you going through that phase there, would you say that added to your character?
100%.
Making you that much stronger to
Yeah.
like, you know what,
Just
I won't
confident.
switch up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I won't change.
Straight
I'll
up.
still run it.
I'll just do it. And I think definitely added to my character and helped me understand that maybe I was a bit different, but it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
It's all good. Like
Yeah.
at least I'm confident there, and then I'm willing to try these things and just own it, take ownership, and
That's
it.
nice, bro. Damn.
Yeah.
And that's cool because you can see now in life the overflow of that to now.
Yeah.
It carried on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that type of mentality.
Yeah.
You know, because it's same with film. You know, we create stuff, and it might look a little bit weird to others. It might be a bit. They might not understand.
Yeah.
But hey, you created it. You know, you're happy
it's
with
a
it.
story still.
Put it out there.
It makes sense to us, you know.
Exactly.
Now I think as long as it makes sense to us,
Yeah.
the whole world will catch up on it
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah. And if they don't, you're fine with that.
That's okay.
That's mean. Hey,
It's okay.
yeah. That's I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, man.
Appreciate it.
And that's a good thing to have. Really, really good thing to have. So you came over in 2015. You said you kind of, is that when you stepped into the space, or you're looking into the creative space?
Nah,
or
I actually was just like I said, I think 2015, 2016, I was still big on I forgot, big dancing. So I think dance on the side. So that was my main passion. Well, obviously clothing was a different thing. So I was doing that, dance, and then I realized, well, since you're dancing, you might as well just film it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's where I'm like, you put the phone on a tripod. At the time, it was like iPhone 6, you know? So we're using those iMovies, you know? Those little, so you know, get like free subscription and all that. iMovies for free on the phone. So learn how to blend since then,
That's cool.
So, it came on later on.
So dancing, what genre?
Well, obviously you want to say hip hop, but hip hop looks different now. It's more like contempt, but more storytelling. So most of the time will just be freestyle, but it'll just be songs I'm able to create stories.
Yeah.
But I think I was more into that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then at what point did you step into the camera? So you started on the phone.
Yeah, I started phone. And
what year is this?
Man, I'm like talking about like 2017.
Nice.
18, 19, just phone.
Yeah.
Get those. So, you know, my brother, I forced him to kind of film me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, this is how you do it. So I started just doing that. And then I got my first like little camera. I think it was like a Olympic or something. What we call it? Olympus.
Yeah.
I bought it off Facebook Market, and then it was like 150. And it came with a little camera, and I thought it was, this is it. And I'm like, I'm going to be a filmer. And I started just filming and just taking photos. I realized the battery would only last like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I didn't use a proper camera. So from 2019, I started doing that.
Wow.
But nothing serious. It was just a little thing, you know?
And that's the best way to do it, you know? Like we all... even for myself, when I think on my journey,
Yeah.
I was exactly the same like you. I remember when I got my first camera, man, the feeling.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the feeling that you get when you're holding your first camera, bro. Like
Yeah, it's different, man.
it does, man.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the confirmation that you're about to start something brand new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's your first step,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? And like you said, like I didn't know bro, even my camera wasn't that good, like battery life, you know?
Yeah,
But
didn't know what like 12 gigs meant. I'm like, yeah, 12 gigs, that should be enough.
That's right, that's right,
Yeah.
you know? So you'll just get those things, but then that's also when you start learning. You know, that's when we
learning
make mistakes and then we learn. Because then we realize our first mistake is the battery didn't hold long. So we're
Yeah.
like, okay, what's happening here?
First mistake is the beginning of something.
Exactly,
something
man.
new,
You
yeah.
know? So when
Definitely.
you got that, did you still use that to film your dancing?
I just started like using that as like a little vlog thing.
Oh, yeah?
Just started filming a bit and then grabbed another camera from Cash Converters.
Yeah. Shout out to Cash Converters,
Shout out to
man.
Cash Converters. Sponsored us now. So the Cashies, and then because it had like a zoom up lens.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, this is it too. I'm like, I'm gonna get closer shots and different
Yeah.
angles, just trying something new.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I just started filming little dance projects.
Yeah.
And then that's when it all kicked in.
Man, what a good beginning. Hey.
If we didn't start, man, we would never.
At the time when you got those stuff, your first camera and that, were you like, did you have your family of your own, or were you still with your mum and dad?
Nah, I was still with family. So I was creating at the
Yeah.
same time. I was just a weird kid with the camera and doing my own thing while all the
Yeah.
siblings are into their normal things like PlayStation, or I'm just in my room just trying to work my camera.
Dang, same
And
mentality from the clothing. You know?
just trying to do my own thing, even if it'll look weird, or I'm just like, I was the only cousin that had the camera or sibling, you know?
Yeah.
So I just kept doing it. Doing it. But mom and dad's,
Wow.
single at that time too.
Yeah,
So I had a lot of time to just do whatever.
And that's the best time.
Yeah, that's the best time.
When-
I heard.
Yeah.
This is the best time.
Because, you know, like as you go on in life,
Yeah.
you know, have your own family, and that time starts to become that much important. Like that more important for you. You know, it's like,
Tell me
okay,
about it.
when you allocate a time, like you got to make sure you use that
You
time
need to do
the
it.
max.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to go back to your family or other things that you got to go to.
Yeah, you start getting creative with your time.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. Like, as much, I think that creative lens just starts to, okay, I need to get more creative with this time.
Yeah.
And make it happen.
So at what point did you start to kind of give other things a go? Like, let me rephrase that question. So you've been filming yourself dancing and doing your own things for yourself.
Yeah.
When was it when you filmed your first event or filmed for somebody else?
Oh man, like I think it was when my sister got married and I put my camera out just to try film, you know, because it's just
Yeah.
siblings' wedding. I was in the line, but I had my camera with me,
Oh,
so I was
true.
just trying to like film her first dance at the same time. I was like doing the most. I don't know what I was trying to do. I was trying to get all angles. Not even. I'm sure the stability was just like everywhere. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
stabilizing
yeah.
anything. But that's when I started, and then I feel like I had the idea, and one of the family in the audience, though, you know, they asked him, "Oh, I got a wedding coming up. How much do you charge?" Here's me like, I'm not even a proper film. I'm like,
Wow.
I don't know. And here's me thinking like, I'm just happy to just do it for free. You know,
Yeah,
as you
yes,
do, like I'm
yes.
just keen to do it.
Yeah.
So how much you charge though? I'm like, oh no, like 500.
Oh.
You know, so I just started doing
Yeah.
it from then.
Yeah.
So I won't name it in case they start complaining all these other weddings. They're like, you did for 500 for you. Nah, but yeah. So I did it around that. And
Yeah.
my first gig, and I was nervous. I bought my
Yeah,
first like
for sure.
mirrorless camera at the time. It was like A7. Not the A7, no, the A7. yeah,
Oh, the
A7.
first,
Yeah,
the
the first.
original. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
I thought it was crazy. Yeah, and I bought my first gimbal, and then that was more than enough
Yeah.
to start.
Funny how an event comes along and then you think, oh, I gotta go, you know, you gotta upgrade, you gotta
Yeah.
get more.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
Wow,
funny
man.
how that works, right? But then it's such a crucial thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like if that didn't come along, would you have upgraded? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
would you
yeah,
have taken it more serious?
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
You went, no, hey.
And it's when they see something you don't see, and I think the beauty around it is that having that attitude and ready to accept him, like, okay, maybe I am ready, and just go.
Yeah.
Because I could have doubted myself. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Nah, I'll just stay on my camera and just do this.
Yeah.
But it was I was like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then it was to be honest, when released, like doing the wedding, I prepared myself. It was the most like stress-free, probably one of my most memorable like weddings I've done, like, or any type of gig.
That one?
It was the one. Yeah.
When you let's sit on this one for a little while. So you've ran us through a little bit of like what was going through your mind when they asked you how much, because that's a big question, you know? That's a big question. And like the reason why I guess it gets a lot of us is because we've never been in a situation where we then provide a service and we add value, figure out our value. Never.
I'm like, I'm no businessman. I don't know no numbers, man.
Facts, bro.
I just turn on the camera and that's it. But when you add numbers and when you add like, you know, exchange detail, I need to follow up. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. But you know, it's a whole different ballgame.
So that was your first go at it. What was running through your mind as well? Like, so after they've asked you, you know, or if you want to film the event, how much you charge, you guys are talking about cost. Then you go away, you upgrade your gear and that.
Yeah.
What else was going through your mind? What were the other processes
I'm like, man,
you were
I
doing?
need this, I need this. But then I realized, I'm like, no, work with what you have. Work with what you have. And I think as creators, we all go through this. And I'm like, nah, just go with that. Figure it out. Just be creative with it. Yeah. And then, it requires you to run around. Even if you got one camera, just run around and film it. And it was a solo event, a wedding.
Solo as in like you by yourself?
I was the only videographer. So.
No photographer?
No. Yeah, one of the sisters did that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But video,
Oh, you
I was thinking, wait, do I need a camera crew? Do I need like, here's me thinking I need to do all these things. But like, just go in and be confident and shoot.
So when it came to the day, what was running through your mind and your heart?
Nervous. If you missed a shot, you're cancelled, man. So I'm just like, everyone's looking like you know when you hold a camera, walk in, I'm like, this guy must be the video. He's me pretending. I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but Lord, bro, it's straight. Nah, man. So I walked in and I was like, got this, man. You're a videographer. You're just trying to talk, you know how you kind of amp yourself up.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as I press record, I'm like, got this, man. Let's do it. And I think, from the rest of that.
That's good, man. Because it's kind of 50-50. You're right there. When you've got the gear and all of that stuff and people see you, there's also a good feeling to that.
Yeah.
Not putting yourself too high or above everyone else, but you also feel like, dang, like this is it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm the man.
And that's what I realized from like dance. Like, people don't know your choreography that you stuffed it up because they didn't know it. So you just gotta act like you didn't miss a beat. Yeah. And it's the same with video. I feel like in a way, like I taught that mindset, I'm like, they don't know that just your first gig. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But if you act like it, then it's like, so I think at my attitude and my confidence at the time, it was like the other clothing line. You know, I pull clothing on me. I'm like, I got this. I put this on. Just pretend, fake it till you make it.
Wow.
Be confident in it. They don't know. They don't know.
That's so cool to hear that you like what we said before, like how certain things have happened in the very, very beginning of your creative journey, right?
Yeah.
All those things that you add and build to your personality and your character, and then how it plays off to where you are now. You know, it's like you're prepared. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're being prepared for.
It's a different scene, but it's a different scene, but same in a way.
Yeah.
Same preparation.
And by hearing you stem back to it, it's like you've understood, like, okay,
this is it.
The clothes gave me confidence. I can mimic that same thing here.
Yeah,
like,
now the camera is my confidence.
Yeah. So you're wearing it still.
Yeah, you're wearing it still. I mean? Yeah.
Facts, hey.
Straight up. Yeah.
That's mad.
Nah, it definitely, and that's how it all happened. And then, it got me here.
Wow. Yeah. How was it when you got paid, bro? How did you feel from that?
I think at the time, I'm like, man, I thought, I'm like, yo, I made it, man. Like, this is it. This is man, I finally got like a business. You know, as a poly, like for us, like we think business, yo, this is it. Like now all your mom and dad's gonna come to you for money, or your cousins go, you got a business, you got a lot of money. So for me, I'm trying not to think, but I only got $500. Man, what are you talking about? But like for me, I was like, it was a proud moment. Like I just for myself, I like, wow, I got paid. Someone recognized my work and wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
Even at the time when you're starting, you don't take yourself seriously yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I didn't. I was like, oh, I'm still learning, you know. But it was a best feeling. Like, what am I gonna buy? Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like invest more in another thing. So that's when it all started.
And the confidence.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like you're then like, okay, I'm ready for another one now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's amazing
it's
what
payments
it does
that add value to your confidence, man.
Yeah.
Adds more flame to it. So not so much the money, but the fact that people recognizing your work and want to, you know, invest in it.
Yeah.
Added to the confidence, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does so much. Hey, like you said, from us polys who have no idea about business, you know what I mean? We're like learning this on the go in the beginning, but then when you get paid, it's just like, dang, I can do this.
I can do this,
Man, I can do this. Like this feels so good, you know? Because there's no one else. Just you and the client.
Yeah, that's
like that's different. That's when you're like, this is what a boss feels like, or a CEO, you know?
I'm a fear boss. I was like, I was a fear boss. Now I'm like, bro, you only got one gig, relax, man. Yeah. But yeah, I felt you're true, man. Like,
it's good, eh?
Really felt good.
Yeah.
Really felt good.
Dang. So from that wedding, what other events have you been able to shoot, man?
Oh man, a couple of projects, a couple of clothing lines. Man, I can't even, like, you know, when you're creating, you don't realize like the journey and what's happened in between. Just a bunch of random stuff, like really.
Yeah.
It's just whatever comes up, I'm just do that.
Yeah.
Any creative event. But obviously you do all your birthdays, you do your weddings just to build confidence around the lens. But I haven't got to do as much passion work, you know, like with some of these storytelling stuff that I want to do, like short clips, short films. I've only done one, but I want to do more. Like, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Would you say that that's where you feel?
Yeah.
You is your niche? Or like genre is like storytelling?
Yeah, storytelling, definitely.
Yeah.
Like that's where Miracles Happen come from, you know?
Yeah.
The name. To listen to sit down stories, pretty much what you're doing, you know? I love this. Like this, the exchange of vulnerability, exchange of conversation and stories, and being able to be like, wow, where can we go with this and journey with people? I love that.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can do with weddings and all that, you know?
Yeah.
And you're the man, and you this is your thing. I hear a lot of good things, but even that, I think I want to get more into telling more stories. And how can I?
Yeah.
Do that? Yes.
Nice. Do you kind of have an idea of the type of setting for storytelling that you want to kind of pursue? Like, is it like documentary type of stuff, or?
Yeah, I think I like the documentary stuff. I think movies. Oh, you know, when you get your first camera, I want to shoot a movie. But I'm like, maybe movies a bit full on, and you gotta hit the whole cast. I didn't think about all these things. Maybe later on, but I think the documentary stuff is good. I think just support their stories all in pictures and be able to have that interview with them and create the stories. Literally, it's create it.
What do you think has drawn you towards that, like storytelling, for you to like it? Like,
I think it's my name.
Pulled you there?
Going back to the beginning, like when you asked me, not much people have even asked me. I don't know why. Maybe it's a weird thing to ask, or maybe it's just too personal. Maybe I don't know, but no one's ever asked like, "How'd you get your name?"
Yeah,
and then telling that story. But if I was to show it in pictures, and if I was to like film it, it would be like a whole different story. It just brings it to life, and I think I love that idea. I hear more stories around me, and I think knowing that, receiving the name that my parents said, hey, when everyone's going through pain or suffering or some hard times, there's always going to be a miracle that happens. So for me, I'm like, if I can tell everyone else's story, man, that'll be beautiful. Like in a documentary way where everyone feels heard, fully seen, and important, and that there's always a story that's special to somebody to share. Because there'll be a person like myself to be like, oh, I'm not much. I didn't do creative things. I didn't do all these crazy things. But to be able to share my story, yeah, that's a story, man. You know, and it's valued to be able to be like, yeah, it's a special one. So that's why I want to do it more, because I believe not everyone feels that their stories are special or feel like it's a big thing that could be shot as a movie or anything like that, or be put in a spotlight. Sometimes it's a negative thing when we put things from our past into a light. Oh, no, we keep it in the shadows. But for me, I'm like, no, it's that's empowering for others. It's life-changing for others if we do that, because like we said, if our ideas were under a table, we'd never even have this conversation. But to put things in light, which is a camera, you know, to have these light on us, it brings something to the table. We're like, I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they shared the story. So I want to be able to do that.
That's nice, man. That's nice to hear. There's a lot of depth in what you're just sharing. I think the one thing that I pull from it is connection. Because to be able to tell a story, you got to connect with people. You know what I mean? And I love storytelling as well, because I love connecting with people. And yours is this. It sounds like you're the same as well. Because it's amazing when you give a spotlight or an opportunity for someone to speak on themselves or their story or their journey. Like you said, depending on the story and the journey, if it's a hard thing that they went through, sometimes they can hold back the honesty in a story, you know. So, but that again kind of comes down to the individual. We can only do so much, you know what I mean? We can provide it, and then it's just up to them if how far in they want to step. From my experience, I would say, like, with storytelling, man, it's I'd say one of the key elements with storytelling, especially from the person that's sharing, is acceptance. Like, they gotta be able to accept everything, the good and the bad. Once you do that, once you're able to accept, then you're expressing without any regret. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, storytelling is very deep. You know, so
it goes different ways, man.
But if the ongoing effect, man, is beautiful. Like the way it goes out to people and how they can relate, because not everyone can speak. You know,
that's why we use other things. You know, I know we speak through different things or different elements, but not it yet. You're right.
Not everyone can speak, and so to hear one person speak, and then everyone else that can connect and relate to that, because that's all it is. It takes one, and then the others are like, I know that feeling.
You
know, when you hear that line, that's when you know that's connected, right? Like for certain people.
I think you paint a picture in my head, man. It's like connections like waves, man. Connecting to islands, connecting to our stories that we're able to tell. I think the ocean picture really helps me see it connects to everything, man. To have that connection like ocean or waves that come in different layers, you're able to like ride any wave that comes through. Because it's going to be a tough like conversation we have. And a lot of these tough conversations can be around trauma and around relationships or anything like that. But it's how do we ride the wave and control it in certain ways. And like you said, not everyone can do it. And I believe it's a godly given gift. To connect with people. And I realized that I'm like, not everyone can connect that way. Like you can have a deep convo, and then you can have a laugh, and then you can cry, and then you can do this. But not everyone is able to do it. And I think that was a big eye opener for me. And I'm like, maybe I have to learn to accept myself. And that's the big thing, like you shared, acceptance. Not just accepting people's opinions, and I'm like, we can go back and forth, but once you accept yourself, you fully know yourself, you fully know everything about yourself, you're able to be like, man, I can accept someone else's story. Because I learned how to accept myself.
Exactly, man. And like, also with that, man, I guess it's hard to tell unless you've gone through it. When you're sharing your story, man, depending on the depth of it, the amount of relief that comes for that person. Like, man, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you've if you've held a lot of weight on yourself for so long, you know,
and it's
then,
deep, man.
Deep, man.
And you've
Yeah,
gone like either past generations and it's been passed on.
yeah.
So for that weight to come off, you don't know where it's come from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's all it was. They just needed to have a conversation for that to go. And then, man, who knows, man? Their life is probably elevates from there. You know, and they get better. Like, who knows, you know?
And on that, like what you were just sharing, like, because like we're going back, when I was a shy kid, so I was not confident. Being in front of camera, wearing clothes, I was not confident at all. I'll be the kid I couldn't have a conversation.
Yeah.
I was that kid that does he talk? Is he like, is he deaf? Is he like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like my brother was like I said, he was my confidence. So he will talk to people and I'm like, this is my brother. So I was that one, that's my brother. And then I would be like, like no words.
Yeah.
And like, what's wrong with your brother? I'll hear like whispers like that. I'm like, what, is he okay? And I think for me, I had that silence in here, but my mind I was an overthinker.
Oh yeah.
So to connect with someone was like, nah, I'll freeze. So when I had my first conversation was with myself through clothing, that's when I'm like, I can speak through different things. And then that's how I came to this point where clothing was like, saved my life. Like it literally did. Like retail, being able to build conversations in 2 minutes to sell something or to even journey with someone for 5 minutes and now you're best friends. They trust you with their life because they're like, oh man, I need confidence. So give me some clothes that can go out.
Yeah.
They get compliments. Like even that, like that just, I was like, man, if I can help someone with that, then I'm actually doing something. Maybe I do know how to talk. Maybe I do know how to connect. And then that's where I just, from another customer, became friends, became family. Like maybe I love connecting. Maybe I love conversation.
Yeah.
And then that's how it just happened.
Man, that's beautiful, bro. Yeah. That's mad because like you said, you loved fashion first, but then stepping into retail, two worlds combined.
To have to talk. I was freaking out. Especially in retail, you know how it gets. Yeah. Especially when you're a shopper. Like I walk in and then, you know, you get the question like, oh, anything in particular you need? You know how it is in retail. If you're in retail, please stop asking that questions because we're just walking in. We don't know what we want. You know, it is. Walk in the store and all of a sudden you assume that you know what you're doing. I'm like, I don't know. I was just coming to look around. So I think that built my confidence to be able to accept people's stories, different walks in life, walking in those doors and putting them in the fits that they feel comfortable, not about you. You offer their support and it's up to them to be like, oh, actually, I'll try that option I'll try that shirt. I'll try that color. Yeah. And then I'm like, boom, they come out of the change room and they're like, what do you reckon? And I'm like, oh, it's up to me to give them. I'm like, no, you look good, bro. Not trying to sell, but like literally, I'll be like, nah, dude, I think you look weird. Or maybe that the color doesn't go with this. And man, they walk out with full confidence.
That's mad, bro. That's because see, I'm just connecting a couple of dots here. Going back to you dressing the way you dress, right? It looked good to you. Yeah. You know, put yourself in retail. You're then using the same eye, but for them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Coming to the video space. Same dealie.
Same thing.
Eyes.
Yeah.
That's mad, man. So I'm just like,
paying close attention to the detail, you know? Yeah. And I start from the drawing. And maybe scratch it until I had a full understanding of, I just had to accept it for what it is. Even if Goku's nose is a bit crooked or whatever, I'm like, it's still art. I think that's the beauty in everything. We see art in everything. As creators. And I think it paints a different picture for people to be like, it's a beautiful life we live in. Yeah. Let's try to capture more of it, you know?
This is cool, bro. Yeah. Like, I feel like we've stuck into an area that like is a bit more deeper. Like we're going a bit beyond surface talk here. Yeah. Nah, you know what I mean? Because even like we were talking about like storytelling and like connecting and accepting, that's deep stuff. But then if you apply it to yourself, you then look at like at a certain point in your life, when did I accept all of me? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's deep. Hey.
It's deep. It's deep.
But this goes well for us. Yeah. Because I feel it goes in with your story. Because at some point you had to face that. You had to look in the mirror and accept you for you.
Oh man, you can align something real deep. But I think for myself, and I'm sure you can relate, is like the man behind the camera. You know, we try to perfect everything in the lens, and we go into the editing process and we're like, I want this to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And to the point, like, now you're in front of the camera, the man in front of the camera is different.
Different, bro.
You can't, man, do I have to like set the camera a certain way? Do I look good? But it's so easy for us to edit whatever's in the lens. But once we're in the lens, it's like, oh, I gotta accept it all.
Yeah.
Like, I can't edit a few things. This is me.
Yeah.
I think once I had to learn, like, that's the journey. I'm learning to accept myself in front of the lens. And I'm like, yeah. So when I'm at the back of the camera or in front, I'm still me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It also, you can even take like, because I know that Christianity, Jesus Christ and all that is center to you as well.
100% relationship. Yeah, definitely.
You can relate it to the man himself, Jesus Christ, you know? But he had to accept everything. All the people that hated him still loved him.
All things.
You know what I mean?
And the fact that you still got a seat at the table.
Yeah.
That's the beauty in it. Like, I still get a seat at the table. You still.
Yeah.
No matter what's in your life, whatever words you've gone through, I'm able to accept it through a lens. And that's salvation for me. Like, I picture the lens as salvation. I'm able to like meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
And when they're confident, that time, you look beautiful in the shot. You look good in the shot. And they're like, really? And they accept it and they're like, thanks, man. It's the first time I've been in front of a lens. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then they're like, they carry that confidence in different spaces now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, make a living and with that confidence they got.
Yeah, nice, man. So, because we've talked a lot about like the miracle back then. Looking at the miracle back then to the miracle now.
Yeah,
what are some of the changes that you've found in yourself?
Too many. Attitude, the way I've always loved people, but just being intentional with like the way I serve people and valuing my time and no burnouts, you know, just because service for us, like for me, getting a name, all you need to love on people, because that was the name of Miracle, you know. I started like taking it really seriously until, you know, I started just burning out. I started just overworking myself, trying to love on others and then not love on myself. To being where I'm at now, I'm obviously become more wiser as we get older.
Yeah.
A lot of lessons, but yeah, definitely a lot different now, being able to accept life from all lenses, man. To be married now, to have 3 kids. It's a blessing in it. But I give it all to my wife. Like, really, she's helped me, shape me and mold me, see things that I'm not able to see. I was in front of the camera, she was behind it. It's like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like that type of perspective. I became the man of the lens, and she was just like, these are a few things you probably need to work on. Because then the wives tell you how it is.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the only person from your parents, it will go straight to your wife, and your partner will be able to tell you how it is. So my attitude back then just wasn't it. So I think I had to let a lot of windows down and kind of just air out a few things.
Yeah.
But to be where I'm at, just a lot more open to any opportunity.
Good, eh? A lot of growth.
A lot of growth.
A lot of growth.
Painful growth too. Painful growth. Yeah. That's good.
That's, man, that last word, good, bro.
That's good.
It's exactly it. Yeah.
It's good.
When we go through the struggle, it's hard to see how good it's going to be for us when you're going through it. You know what I mean? Give it some time later.
Yeah.
Humble yourself to look back and reassess. You know, then you're like, okay, I actually needed that.
Tell me about it.
You know?
And you realize it. I think the recent thing that I've captured in this journey, to sum it all up, if you picture a wall, and you can't go through it, and the wall's so tall you can't climb it, then where do you go? That's
around,
the question.
maybe?
You can't go around.
Can't go
around.
Oh, true.
So if you can't go through this wall, and I asked one of my brothers this recently, close brothers of mine, and I had to question myself, and I'm like, that's been my journey. So if you can't go through the wall and you can't climb it, what do you do? What do you do?
Can't go through, can't go around, can't go up. Man, climb it or something, now break it or...
See, this is what's crazy. Just us as in we start climbing because we think about elevating. We think about to get on the other side. We climb to get to the top. That's our mindset. And we try to bust through because that's our knowledge, our strength.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to bust through it, but we can't. So the one thing that we forget to do is digging.
Oh.
Yeah. Now we got to dig deep.
Yeah.
and we got to dig deep within. We got to go back to the root.
Yeah.
And it is a deeper analogy that I kind of just picked up along the way. And just recently I realized I'm like, I'm finally deep. I'm finally digging. Like, we don't want dirt. We don't want to see that. We don't want a trauma. We don't want to see all that stuff.
Yeah.
But to dig requires your strength and humbleness to allow yourself to be like, nah, I gotta see. So to go down, to go to now finding your true self and accepting your childhood to now adulthood. I feel like you got to accept your childhood to get to your adulthood.
Wow, yep.
And then that's for me. I had to dig deep and find a lot of hidden things that I didn't even know myself.
Yeah.
And now get to the other side of the wall, I'm like, man, just an overwhelming feeling to be like, wow, I thought the success was there, climbing the wall. But it's an ongoing game. Can't climb, so we've got to dig to get to the other side. So instead of going over to get over, you got to go under to get over.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I like how you referred that to, things that you discover in yourself back in your teenage or when as a child that you never thought of or remembered of. And kind of that very thing could be the anchor that's holding you from hitting your full potential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So because you got to dig, you got to go there. You know?
have to go there.
And you face two choices: accept it or don't. But your potential hangs on that very decision. Crazy.
It's crazy.
Man.
And we don't want to get our hands dirty, but we have to.
Yeah.
To really dig in deep and to find, who am I, man? Who? It's funny as it's even like 30 now. And you can ask this question till you're like 60 and you realize life is just all about just getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
Really. Just getting to know yourself, shaping your character, allowing yourself to be shaped.
Yeah.
And just going with it,
Yeah.
So,
that's cool, man.
That's where
I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Nah, thank you, man.
That's my takeaway from this conversation with you. The wall.
Not through it.
Oh, yeah.
Not over it. Wow, we got to dig.
Yeah. That's so good, man.
Yeah, bro.
Far out. Bro, I've loved this chat.
Nah, thank you.
This chat's been awesome, eh?
Thank you, so.
And I think that's the beautiful thing with podcasts is like you kind of have an idea of where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
But most of the time it doesn't go there.
That's the journey of life.
Like, yeah, man. Most of the time,
that's it.
See, with this here, I got to know you probably on a more deeper level than I thought that I knew, right? Or I didn't even think I was going to go that deep,
And I think we just give out like branches of ourselves.
Yeah.
We extend branches and they're connected to certain fruits of our values.
Yeah.
But to get to the root, man, there's only certain people, there's only certain spaces we're able to share the roots of it. And thank you for allowing me.
Man,
I believe you asked the question. That's it. We just got to ask the question.
That's right.
But I appreciate it. I appreciate this.
I think just to touch on some important things that's been important to you in your life, I might hand over the time to, because I'm sure along your creative life, but not just creative life, I think just in your life in general, there would have been certain people that have done that you'll remember. You know what I mean? That have done certain 100%. Things in your life that has stuck with you to this very moment right here as we're talking, I just want to hand that over to you and give you an opportunity to just express some gratitude or shout out to those people.
Yeah. I appreciate the opportunity. I think it's like, it's counting the stars, eh?
Yeah.
People that help you see them. I think obviously our parents, my mom and dad, Willie and Sue, definitely my mom and dad, the anchors of my faith. Because you got to have faith to get over, see something you can't see.
Yeah.
So that definitely them, but obviously my uncle that's taught me the faith base, that's introduced the gospel to our family. Uncle Tulwati, rest in peace, rest in love. I think a big part of it's my brother Temple to believe in me and actually gigging with me on these weird creative projects.
Yeah.
If he didn't hold the camera for me, I'd never even be on film or be able to shoot film. There's too much. I think my creative family, ministry family, and obviously my wife, to be in the space Like we share, we're only able to do this. You know, people don't see it, but our wives allow us time
Yeah.
to create. And even though they're dealing with their own things, and they're able to just be like, you can do it. I got you. I'll support. I'll hold the kids. I'll do this. And then give you time to work OT to do your creative thing. So that, and everyone that I've met along the way to say, hey, you can do it. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Nice. Dang.
So it'll be a long list that I want to be here all night.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
man.
Shout out to the man above, eh?
And God, mate, he's been about it. Yeah, he's been, think, definitely, man.
Yeah. Well, the two that I want to extend on that you're talking about is, first of all, your brother, Temple.
Yeah.
That I think from the way you're talking about him, that was key there, hey? From that stage in your life, beginning to teenage, to now to your wife.
Yeah.
I can really speak on that. Because my wife is how I started to. She saw something in me that I kind of saw, but I just wasn't ready to accept it, you know. But for me, that's all I needed was for her to give me the green light, and no one else mattered to me. No one else's opinion, you know. Like my wife says, I can do it. I'll give it to my very best.
Yeah, I'll give it.
You know, 'cause, so I love that for us and our wives. Because it helps also with our relationship. Hey, like a lot of things build on this, you know, a lot of belief in ourselves. Because sometimes, you know, we know it's not easy when we go create content and when we shoot content and we come back and we got to sit in front of the computer. Like it's not an easy gig, you know. Sometimes the mind's not always there.
And and your wife is your environment. Like to come home and your wife is just, you know, floating around. She sees you grinding.
That's it.
And just be like, yo, baby, you okay?
Yeah.
Just check in. Here's want some coffee. You hungry? Like those little things. I think we give it up. So shout out to the wives.
Shout out to the wives, man.
To even make this happen. So without her, I wouldn't be, like you said.
Yeah.
Kind of seen it in me, but with the wife, and I think they're always going to be the one to give you the straight answer as well.
Yeah.
Good feedback and some tough feedback.
Yeah, that's it.
The humble feedback. So you just like,
that's it.
Why'd you color grade it that much? Too much color. You know how it is.
Yeah,
I almost so I was just like, that's where you get to. Do you even film? Nah.
Yeah.
But then you realize, like, damn, she was actually right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So sometimes it's hard to accept things from our wives too. And it's funny. It's funny because when we're around our circle of boys or friends, and then they say the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what the wife said. And then we go back.
Then I tell you, I told you many times.
We go back and we change it, you know, and then the missus is like, that's what I told you.
And you're like, nah, it just depends who it comes from. It's how you said it. Nah, it's how you said it. But I think it's the beautiful thing about it. The collaboration ongoing, like daily with your wife has definitely helped that lens grow, man.
Big facts, man.
It's a lot of things. So shout out to the wives, man.
Shout out to the wives, man. We love you, man.
We love you so much.
Yeah. But I think that kind of brings us to the end. Miracle, man. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you so.
And like your story, man, it's beautiful. Hey,
appreciate
thank you to you for opening up on those deep points as well. But yeah, man, if you guys missed it, man, go back to that wall analogy. That stuff is solid because that applies to anything.
Everything.
But it always brings it back to you, me.
Yeah, to me.
You know,
I gotta do that again.
Yeah, and that's such a key thing to remember is that, you know, if you want to progress, if you want to grow, always look at yourself.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what else is going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and growth is not up. Growth is down. Because the deeper your soil is, that's how it goes.
Man. So yeah, bro, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you also.
Thank you, Miracle, for coming through. Again, for those of you that don't follow along or don't know, I will drop Miracle's social handles in the description below, and you guys can follow him from there. But yeah, once again, man, thank you, Miracle. I appreciate your time.
Man. Even that loud voice, I appreciate it every time, man.
Shout, man.
That's us.
That's us.